Welcome, good morning, Fiifi-Manfred City. But I'll pay your sense back. Big one, big updates for you, obviously, like we always do, the back to back to back to back to back. And I constantly get the updates. Name our has on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's of course, I will subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. A very important part. So be subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. Or on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Also, I'm sure so share link no. I'm out for omunya bi enshare and so nya bi share has on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube today. There's a lot to delve into. There's a lot from the camp of Chelsea. In fact, so we'll share the list of players at Chelsea at a Ball match in Kazakhstan against Astana. You will be shocked. You need to be careful about this thing. You need to watch it. I will tell you about something. That's why today, say, oh, you invest and that's a pay codes. Yeah, this is your best place. The place to get to codes. There are 3 separate codes. When it comes to Europa League, we don't ever put a foot wrong. You as in Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And now Manchester City did some worrying stuff to us, but then we are in a good form and we want to go again in the Europa League. Europa League, we don't ever put a foot wrong. Go to the description of the video below. Video that wants to see a video that will share the description. And when you description, you see 3 codes that are there. All of them. Look at it, look at them very well, and then choose the one that fits you. And we're on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, there are lots to go into Chelsea. And a certain players being a Astana match. Players not Chelsea the Astana match. I'll tell you really what's going on at Chelsea Football Club and why they took those players to go and play in the Astana match. But before that, we can't go on without talking about the Champions League. I call so. And across Europe. 2 more matches to go. All of them in 2025. The last set of matches or 2024. The rest are supposed to go on in 2025. A lot of results did come in over there in the Champions League. Some teams look like they may not qualify. Some teams are booking the place already to qualify. Like notably a team, your friend Liverpool, 18 points out of 18, 100% record. After South win against team and friend Girona, and of course after the results of the teams that came out, and now Barca also went away and got that all important win away at Dortmund. Very good game from our brand friend Fran Torres, excellent player, good game. We'll delve deeper into all of those analysis before we even enter Chelsea conversation. Intimation, hold your gun. You need come on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Where do we start from? Okay, let us go straight into a very disappointing result from Manchester City. See, Pep Guardiola, after 10 games, and we need just one. And then now, away at the Turin Stadium, in Turin, at the Allianz Stadium, in Turin, 2-0. First goal was a headed ball from a branch friend Dusan Vlahovic straight at goalkeeper friend Edison Morales. Edison ain't control ball. By the time we used to be here free podium, now ball across the line and then goal line technology beeped and then it was a goal. But throughout the game, Juventus looked like they were on top of almost everything that they wanted to do. They looked like the best team. Constantly, they dominated play on the ball, off the ball, and you could tell this Juventus team really wanted it more than team and friend of Manchester City. Even in the presence of Kevin De Bruyne, Mikhail Gundogan, playing Jack Grealish deeper, bringing on Jeremy Doku, and of course Salvino. Like all of these players, Bernardo Silva was on the field of play. Phil Foden at a certain point in time. Erling Haaland was in there, but still, Juve really held their own. And it got to a point where former Manchester United player, legend of Manchester United, Paul Scholes, went on Instagram. He said, who is this eldest guy? Talking about who is this eldest guy? Now, who knew who the eldest guy is? Essentially, wanted to know who the eldest guy is. Why is he playing that well in the game against Juventus like that? And for me, you could tell how brilliant Juventus were yesterday, especially when you look at people like Savona at right back at the back there for them, and Federico Gatti held his own very well against Erling Haaland over there. Then you talk about Pierre Kalulu mopping up behind Federico Gatti. Then in the middle of the pack, Manolo Catelimu were top notch in everything that they wanted to do. Of course, the younger Turam came on. The ball, some exciting football. Whereas at times, only if you go for Weston McKennie by right after coming on from a long spell out, Weston McKennie. It's a brilliant goal in the box for Team Friend Juventus. So really, Manchester City are in a dark place, in a very, very dark place, a tough place for them. And of course, things are not going well for Pep Guardiola and his team. He is almost en route 20 games are unwinning match. 20 games are unwinning match for Team Friend and Pep Guardiola, for Team Friend Manchester City and the manager friend Pep Guardiola. But you see, nobody will talk about sack at this point in time because Pep Guardiola, because he has been winning, because he is the greatest manager of all time. And I mean, the results are not good. I think that it is high time all of us take out Man City from BBI in terms of fixing things for people. So fixing all things, cookies, anyone. We'll take Man City out of it because really, on your team you can trust, like this weekend, I'm a big one against Manchester United. Ruben Amorim side would want to meet them because this is a very, very weak Manchester City team. And this is a time that we want to beat them and then grow out of it all. On a Marin feet, so Ruben Amorim, Pep Guardiola team, by 4-1 or so. In the Champions League, and already they're psychologically down. I will put my money on Manchester United in the Manchester Derby this weekend. So Pep Guardiola lost this game. Then to FC Barcelona. Barca knew that they had to win. In fact, over the weekend, Barca dropping points on Spanish La Liga and Madrid were closing in. 1, Barca needed the win for a psychological boost. 2, Barca needed the win to be able to really cement their place in terms of qualifying to the next round of the Champions League. It was so important to FC Barcelona. So they went into that game against Dortmund. But Emma said, Barca are matching against Dortmund. Dortmund is a team that will be an ancient this season. Especially in the Champions League, they have been impeccable at home. Unbeaten it is a whole against Nuri Sarin team. A very good, very stubborn, with the ball, without the ball team. A bit how they are. Then you know that this is a team that you need to be very, very, very careful of. And that's exactly what Barca went into the game with. It was the regular Barca starting 11 with Alejandro Balde, Pau Kubasi, Inigo Martinez, and Abante Félix, Jose Koundé on the right-hand side. And in the middle of the pack, Marc Casado, Pedri, and then number 10, there was Abante Félix, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, kept the waiting Abante friend Robert Lewandowski, led the lines. Barca obviously got that first goal. And the game was really end-to-end. Now, we created chance. We are dominating ball. One of the things I like about Barca was the distances between the players in terms of build-up. Sobeka, in about 2 or 3 weeks now, I've been telling you, one of the bigger issues of Hansi Flick teams, the distances between the defense, the midfield, any attack. So he tends to go long to find his attackers in 1v1. On qualitative superiority. But in this game, he wanted players in close proximity to draw Dortmund out of press and then playing behind them. And I think that's very, very good one from team and friend FC Barcelona. When they got a goal, and check and a bunch of friend Seu Grassi take Kahneman here 1-1 over there. Then Barca had to respond again. In fact, at certain points in time, so your team beats Barca. Now, so beats me, you are the greatest goal scorers of all time in Robert Lewandowski. Now, the limit up a bench. Now, the Abante friend of Ferran Torres Akum as more like a false number 9, somebody who gets in behind and has a good finisher. Then it's a good one. And I think that Ferran Torres is having a very good season under coach, your friend of Hansi Flick, because everything that Ferran Torres on the field of play seems to be going right. And then now look at that pass again from Lamine Yamal. And Lamine, I realize, I say, most of the fullbacks, most of the defenders are only dealing. They know that's or they want to ever on the left foot in the swap. He wants to go far and shoot. So now, one of the things that set players like Lamine Yamal more apart, even regardless of age, any other day, the intellect at that age, the cognitive ability at that point in time, the fact that he knows that once I go, they want to close me down. So once I make the cut in, then I'll just slide the ball through to Obia or make it a run behind. So you see Sani players, or you see Ferran Torres. Now it brings dynamism into his play. So when you say dynamism into his play, now it means that he cannot be predictable as much. You don't know the times where he wants to cut in and shoot. You know the time when he wants to cut in and pass. You know the time when he wants to go to the byline. And I think that it's really, really good for Brentford friendly Lamine Yamal. And now he proved his worth again. But then 2 goals for Brentford friendly Ferran Torres and Amal Barca. Inyasa all important win no our Champions League away at a Signal Iduna, a game that Barca really wanted to win. Now Barca name said so much team say so much our Signal Iduna on them because it was an important game for them. Now Oko Champions League table and also Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Bayern Leverkusen, Aston Villa, Inter, Stade de Brestois, and Lille. And Lille seeing an important win yesterday as they wanted to push up and go and get Atletico de Madrid also did win. AC Milan and share Juventus, actually team and friend Manchester City. Juventus are 14th on the table. Up top, you can see the team of your friend Arsenal also stayed at home playing against Monaco. It was a game that really Arsenal wanted to dominate and play well. They did. They scored by 3-0. Maka. So one of the most pragmatic, solid, very good teams when they want to play a team and friend Arsenal. And they were so fluid, sustained a lot of pressure, recycled play loads of the time, and then make sure say Omenia goals as they had to do, and they won by 3 goals. Now so Manchester City and you don't see them up there. Almost the 22nd position with just 8 points after playing 6 games. 8 points after playing 6 games. And Manchester City, Ekita on the 22nd position. Madrid, 9 points in the 28th position. Mind you, remember we said just 24 from the 9th to 24 on the playoffs now. They are out. So after the 24th position of PSG, Stuttgart, Shakhtar Donetsk, Spartak Praha, Sturm Graz, Girona, Skrvena, Seveda, Salzburg, Bologna, Leipzig, Slovan Bratislava. Any team, my friend, the young boys are out of that competition as it stands now. Of course, PSG, two more games to go. Next year, we can go on and then have a discussion about how these teams even had the results that they had to get into. Sana Champions League and then Chelsea or big one away at Astana. Now so we share the list of players at Chelsea they call and they travel call Kazakhstan. Then you know that you need to be careful. And so I'll show you picks now. We have been very, very careful with Chelsea. The thing is that, like I did say in another video, so watch Chelsea has traveled to go and play in Astana in Kazakhstan. They are around -14. In fact, and now by Chelsea Twitter account on air report to say it is -14 or Astana on them. And there's a picture of Axel Disasi. I watch it quote and Axel Disasi in the pre-match press conference. They cast Obeshe gloves 2, Obeshe jackets, bear 3, Abobo Bosso, no Ashe headgear on them, and it is -14 or Astana on them. You had a possible lineup and Chelsea at the Bebo. It himself Joao Felix and Tukaim. Because Enunti have revealed about the team na Joao Felix on Mfana Kaka, Mihailo Modric and Tukai, Christopher and Kuku and Tukai, Magiu, and the Pedro Neto, the senior players are Tukai Koko Echoes are matching probably the most expensive in the competition. Sa Astana game with Chelsea team what they call say open area. This is a team Ubiti Enka Nyaka under 21 coach say Chelsea they come on. Near Chelsea under 21 and I say Chelsea junior team never come on. Goalkeepers no Philippe Jorgensen, Lucas Bergstrom, and Max Merrick. So Abrantia your friend Robert Sanchez, he didn't travel. Defenders Axel Desasi, Tosin Andrea Biayo, Renato Vega, Joshua Champ, and I think that's going to be the back four. Nyamiad Mochina, Axel Desasi, Tosin Andrea Biayo, Renato Vega, and Joshua Champ will make the back four. Then other defenders Harrison Murray, Campbell, Richard Olise, Hayden Wilson. That's the brother of Michael Olise. Midfielders Kani Chukwuemeka, Kenan Drisby Hall, Kaino Dyer, Sam Raksechi, and then there's going to be Javi Vale because of the absence of Joao Felix and Nico Palmer. Then the forwards there is Pedro Neto, there is Atuampa, Tariq George, Magiu, any Shumaira. So it means that all of the senior players in the attack, Pedro Neto pay and buy is because when you accumulated yellow cards, Pedro Neto accumulated yellow cards also matching him, and he is not going to play over the weekend against my friend at Brentford. So Enzo Maresca felt okay, then he has to go and play this one, so he plays just once a week. Maggie be the striker, and the possible lineup no be easy. It means that Benya Axel Desasi, Tosin Andrea Biayo, Renato Vega, Joshua Champon as a back four. May expect to say for the very first time, Kani Chukwuemeka will start again with Kenan Drisby Hall and then Sam Raksaki. Maybe make it and I say be a Javi Vale ebe woman honum Kani Chukwuemeka, Kenan Drisby or any Harveyville, ebe Fiifi honum. Then after there's going to be Pedro Neto, Tariq George, any Maggie, and I say Pedro Neto, Atuampa, any Maggie or honum, and a huge game. El honum said, unlucky to lose those. Unlucky to those on the bench. I know, right? What betting a bench in a minus 14 temperature. Who himself, it's a tough time for you. So about betting a bench in a minus 14 temperature. It was a match. It's really going to be a difficult one. Really going to be something that you know that's going to be a tough one to do. And we'll see how all of those things are going to go about. I say in terms of games at Chelsea, any team, my friend, Astana and Babebono. Of course, one thing that you have to understand, and I said, Astana team no ancient easy teams are, and it's not a team that you want to disrespect because shall I say Astana in games are almost in terms of the games that they've been playing in the UEFA Conference League and Astana, they are a team that are very stubborn, and so they seem to have a very good results anytime that they are playing. And in the match, remember, so local time 3:30 or Ghana, say, but Astana somewhere around 8:30 p.m. Clinging to a place in the UEFA Conference League qualification by virtue of goal difference alone, Astana. That's how we're able to get here. They have a mammoth task to solidify their chance of ending the knockout football against a flawless Chelsea side. This clash has been the sole issue on the mind of Grigory Bayane's men since the end of Kazakhstan's Premier League earlier this month. It's all league, Kazakhstan for now, league, and of course they have been preparing for this game. And also Chelsea's own is that they have to now fly, and acclimatize with the weather. Or Astana, where the boss claiming that the excitement is crazy despite their double figure odds to cause an upset here in the capital of Astana of Kazakhstan, Almaty. Astana are unbeaten the Conference League, like I said. They are unbeaten. They are unbeaten the Conference League, 1-1, drawn 1, and they are even ended their Victoria Perfect's record in their latest home clash in a 1-1 draw. Doing so against the 2021 Champions League winners Chelsea will be an entirely different level of a challenge. Yet fans may look back at their home game against English opponents in the 2-1 comeback victory against changed Manchester United side in 2019-2020. The last time we won English side and we win by 2-1. We unbeaten over the last time. The Victoria Piazzen, man over draw. Saturday Victoria Piazzen. Actually, almost every game on Marble. So it tells you, one of the things that affects people when they go to Almaty, the weather. The weather is outrageous when they go and play in there, and the players will have to acclimatize. The time difference is also wow, and you need to look at a few things before it's many results now. And that's something that Chelsea really wants to look at. For securing passage to the knockout stage with their fourth straight league phase win in a previous round, Chelsea arrived here in fine form as they also appear with a credible threat on top of the end of the Premier League. Victory here is all but secure, but they are placed in the top 8 and given, but have blown all the 4 of their opponents away by multiple goal margins. Another dominant performance shouldn't surprise anybody. In fact, the bigger issue is just the players at Chelsea. They commotion in the last 6 games that teams have won. 5 games that Chelsea are winning in Astana LSU 2 draw back and when we need me and when they play at home, they are very stubborn side. When you go and you go look at Astana's games, are usually almost against big sides. The last time against Victoria Piazzen, it was a game that finished 1-1. Game and finishing 1-1 for Astana for them, and they went into the game with a solid 4-3-1, and without the ball, it becomes a 4-5-1 for them. Almost clogging Fiifi on. My only issue is that I think that this is a game that Chelsea would want to win and then just move on from everything and say that, okay, now in the Conference League, we are unbeaten. But essentially, also Chelsea wants to qualify, so maybe just avoiding a loss or some match. A very difficult game. I think that's a Chelsea best company. A very slight winning margin for Chelsea because I don't know how good these young players will be in terms of holding on to find solution to bring down a very stubborn Astana side. Tough time are going to be those who are going to sit on the bench in terms of what they can get from the game, what they can't get from the game, how good they are going to be. And that's going to be the bigger issue for both of those players. And we'll wait to see how that is going to be over there. But it's a huge game for Chelsea away at Almaty. But then also even seeing for Astana, for Chelsea call with a very, very light squad, young squad, Pan at Chelsea, and they travel to Kakobos match our Almaty in that Astana match. But definitely a game that you expected still, regardless, Chelsea would have to win. According to Opta, Enzo has more second assists, what they call a prayer assist, than any other player in the Premier League past when minutes are played factored in. Enzo has been involved in more open play passing sequences that end in a goal this season than Palmer, making him our best creator. This is well in line with Enzo in as a player. Take a look at the involvement in goals and you've scored, and he seems to be doing very, very well. Of course, Enzo has been top notch very well. He has been excellent in how Chelsea wants to play. It looks as if Chelsea are going to play, like I mentioned, Renato Vega, Tosin Adebayo, Axel Sassi, Joshua Champon, Kane and Drisby Hall, Kani Chukwuemeka, Tariq George, Magiu, and Pedro Neto will lay the lines now. Chelsea will look to try and break them down. And you can see on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube this morning edition. We will come back to you, and in the evening after the match, we'll bring you a post-match analysis. Until then, you take care. Bye-bye.